no matter what. Got money on my side, I can never get enough.
Man, Instagram missed our intro music, but you know what? I think we should keep it. And play it every time we jump on.
I think we should. All right, headphones back in.
Welcome to Following Through with Citizens Impeachment. My name is Kira Havens. I'm the executive director. And this is Sarah. She's my partner in crime and also the person responsible for all of the candidate work that we do over at Courage for Democracy. And y'all, we are loopy today. It is 5 p.m. on the East Coast. But we had to, we had to sit down. We had to sit down and talk with y'all because let us show you what pops up in the news today. So for some context, we have been pushing for impeachment for 1 year. This work has been so incredibly obnoxious, not because we didn't believe in it, but because people kept insisting to us that we couldn't do it. And some of those people were members of Congress, just over and over and over again, telling us, impossible, not going to happen, nobody's going to take it seriously, only crazy people are going to pursue impeachment. And today, look at what we got published. Published in Axios by our good friend Andrew Solander. Andrew Solander has published 11 different articles over the past year talking about how much the Democrats hate impeachment, how they think their base is working too hard to get them to do too much, and they just don't want to. And you know what, folks? We won. This is us winning right here because now the establishment apparently has a plan to impeach Trump on day one of their term. Sarah, can you tell the audience why they want to impeach Trump on day one of their term, where that idea came from?
Well, I think, Kira, they're threatened. I think they see the writing on the wall that there are people, 120 or so, Kira, standing with courage, who have a plan to take action because they also seem to have, integrity. They have integrity. So here they are, the courage candidates, standing tall, saying, yeah, this is a no-brainer, guys. Let's make a plan. I mean, my favorite part of the article, Kira, was the...
Let me scroll to it. What would you like?
Yes, please do. The bit about January. Where is it? I'm looking at it. Not that I'm saying I want to copy the Republicans, but starting this work in January is too late. It's right there in the middle. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Wait. Yep. So we are in power in January. I'm missing it.
It's driving. It's right before yes, but. Keep going.
There we go. Right here. Ramirez. And let's just Representative Ramirez. Oh man, Representative Ramirez is in Illinois 3. She is right next door to Illinois 2, which is where Robin Kelly is running, or is a representative, and Robin Kelly was running for Senate. And Robin Kelly dropped articles of impeachment for Kristi Noem. Representative Ramirez had been talking about these articles for probably 2 straight months before Representative Kelly just went ahead and did it, because every single representative has the power to write articles and submit them to either the Judiciary Committee or to the floor of the House using Rule 9 whenever they want. They can do it at any time. And so Representative Kelly kind of ate Representative Ramirez's lunch in that particular situation. And I should say, Ramirez didn't even sign on to those articles of impeachment. These are the ones that got 187 co-sponsors and just sort of hung out in the Judiciary Committee until Trump's executive took care of the problem and fired Kristi Noem and made her a special envoy, right? So even in this case, even this one specific case where almost everyone in the Democratic Party signed on to these articles of impeachment, they still didn't actually use them. So a lot remains to be seen about how this plan is going to come together, especially since they have the capacity to act right now. They could do this right now. They don't even have to wait till January. They're right. That is.
I know, but okay. You and I have been saying forever, right? Like, okay, they're not going to do it now. Let's ask them if they'll do it in January. And they still won't even answer that question, right? Because we do not have a proactive Democratic Party. We do not have people who think, 3, 4, 5 months down the road, year 2, 3, 4, right? There's no long range plan. And it's what's hilarious to me is all the people, the few people, Kara, who actually support the Jeffries Schumer leadership position, like to say things like it's 4D chess. No, guys, it's not. They are literally not thinking about their next move. We have the opportunity to get all ducks in a row. So first day of the next session of the 120th Congress, the job can be done. But we'll see. We'll see what these people do. It would be so great when you reach out to them to
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, that's next week's
consult
plan.
on this article and say, hey guys, so what's your plan? Are you talking to your fellow Democratic caucus members? Are you talking to anybody? Because I mean, I'm gonna guess no. I'm gonna guess that they've just put this out here publicly with Axios, hoping that other Democratic members will read it and pick it up, but they don't actually talk to each other, which is wild to me.
Massive lack of coordination. Yeah. And one of the things that we do on our actions, right, is we just CC other offices and say, the constituent is writing to their representative and they would like you to talk to the leadership, talk to the other people in your caucus about what you can do and how you can do it. And I am so curious to know more about what the calculus was here, where they decided to go public with this, because Axios is just an access rag, right? They just take information from the representatives and they structure it however they want. I wonder if Trump's numbers are so bad right now, so incredibly bouncing along the bottom, Richard Nixon and Watergate bad, that the Republicans, the right wing, feels like they need to start selling the narrative of impeachment so that it can galvanize people. Because this is the thing that we've heard from the beginning over the course of this entire year, right? Is, don't push impeachment. It'll embolden the man trying to fight the Pope, and it's going to rally everybody around him, right? As absurd as this approach is, I could see somebody pitching this and saying, well, what we got to do is we got to put this story out there and see if we can rally folks around these falling poll numbers. So see, I'm not even willing to ascribe goodwill to this article. I kind of think it's an
you think it's some you think it's some weird reverse psychology bit that they're playing just so they can kind of interesting. Maybe.
I don't know, but I do not think this represents a cohesive plan. If it did,
right? It doesn't. It doesn't at all.
Taking action now.
No, of course it doesn't. It's probably it's in my mind, it's somehow parallel to Raskin's 25th Amendment garbage that, we've been told there's no political will forever. And so he's kind of sussing out the political will for getting the president removed by talking about the 25th, not impeachment, but the 25th. So this, I think, maybe is somewhere along the same lines. But, if you scroll down to the bottom of the article, of course, you get the standard, I'm not going to waste my time. We have to work on security. We have to work on affordability. Impeachment is not going to win now or ever because they have a crystal ball and all this stuff.
Right? I love it. So every single thing that they bring up as the thing they actually have to work on, right? Affordability or whatever. Security is a really funny one to me because you think the lack of security is going to be improved by keeping Donald Trump in office. That, are you out of your minds, right? But every single one of these reasons, every single one comes back directly to an action that is impeachable. I mean, let's just talk about the Iran. It's apparently a war, but it's basically just a massive strategic failure on all the levels, right? There is no plan that exists that is going to bring gas prices back down. There is nothing you can do.
Their idea is the war powers resolution. There's nothing to be done.
Sure. And every time you try and force a vote on this war powers resolution to rein it in, right?
Yeah.
The repeated vote, which you already know you don't have the votes for, you're doing this to prove a point, and I totally understand why that is a
Sure.
thing that you would do. I wish
Yeah.
you would do it for impeachment, right? But
Yeah.
whatever, we can do it for this. You're retroactively giving cover to the action, right? Like this is the idea that you can somehow do better for the country by saying, well, this one thing I object to, rather than removing, again, the man trying to
The problem.
the vote,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
that is the problem. That's the source of it.
I know.
That's-
And like think about what like systems in your own house, right?
Oh
Like,
my God, have you ever
like
tried
when your
to
water
fix-
heater breaks, like Kelly's water heater, you don't say like, well, I guess I'll just fill up some tubs of water and put them on the stove every day.
So
to
my
heat up.
favorite analogy would be like, what happens if your toilet overflows?
Yeah.
Do you just continually mop up the shit for the rest of your life, or do you fix the problem with the toilet, right?
Yeah.
This is where we are.
I know. It's just quite. Oh, phone call.
Sorry about that phone call. I know. It is remarkable.
Are you excited though? You're excited about that article. It makes us feel a little good. Headline, even if we can dig into it and be like, yeah, it's all, cowards.
Sure.
So they're all cowards.
The important thing, right, from a communication standpoint, is that now this is being talked about as a possibility, right? But for a year, they would not even admit it's a possibility. They wouldn't even say they had the power to do it. I'm still getting letters from offices sent to constituents that say we can't do anything the Republicans won't let us. There's
so come on.
Still,
there must have been real weasels in
sure. I mean, it's all
come on,
bullshit, right? But like the stance has been, very sorry, folks, can't do anything. It's impossible. And now they have to admit it's possible. That happened in January, right? With Jeffries having to talk to CNN about it, right? Not only is it possible, now we have a timeline. And what that tells me is that these folks have realized that, oh, shit, these people are going to be around after the midterms. We can't avoid them. And our folks, who are now in 1/4 of all of the races for the House, are going to be forcing this issue. Like they're not going
let's just remind anybody who's watching that the courage candidates are courage candidates because they have committed to take that action. We are very specific. We are very clear. We have them all rounded up on a whole other list of policies that is great and wonderful, and we will work towards spreading the message on those as well. But at the end of the day, we just asked for that action, that singular action. That makes you a courage candidate because that is the measure of courage in this moment in time when we are living under this absolutely tyrannical regime. Filing articles of impeachment and forcing the vote, not letting them go die in some committee somewhere.
Yeah, there's 7 of those articles just languishing in committee right now, which is just another monument to fecklessness, right? But the reason that we can do this with the courage candidates is that there's an explicit process. Like there are steps and we've done most of the steps for them. We have articles that are ready to go, right? We know what rule they need to file under. We know the timeline for the vote that needs to be forced. It's 2 legislative days.
And we're not asking any one person to do it by themselves. They've got a whole cohort of people so they can get up there bravely together as one, as a unit, right? As a collective to say like, well, you guys didn't do it, but now we're here to take care of business, right? Whatever happens after that happens, but they will have done their job.
The other thing that this indicates to me anyway, right, is we've seen over and over again is that these folks attempt to control the narrative above and beyond all else. They don't attempt to make the news. They don't attempt to make any, realities or narratives themselves, but they try to control them. And what we've done here is we have set up a narrative and they have one choice, either get on board or don't, right? Our people will be showing up.
People really do not get that about us. There Can we just talk about that a little bit?
What, that you can't get rid of us? Like you can't
No,
stop
just
us?
just the like just the actual standing on integrity with no manipulation tactics and then no bending. There's no bending. We will not bend, right? No wet noodles here, right? Like, but honestly, like the entire rest of the political establishment plus the political punditry, the commentary, the everything is people just adopting the thing that is going to get them views, engagements, votes, likes, etc., etc., etc. on any given day. And we're here saying, no, like we are like a dog with a bone with a singular issue, and we are going to attack this issue. Doesn't mean we don't think, oh, there's other things that are important as well, because hello, America, a lot of things that need to be fixed.
So much. Yeah.
But we have one paramount issue, right? Like this is the thing.
Remove him. And like, let me be really clear about this part, right? We will see it through. At no point in my life have I ever been accused of faking it, right? Like
oh God.
and we have been really honest about this from the beginning. Like we say,
I just don't think people believe it. I think people believe that everybody's going to cave. You're going to find that one thing that's going to make. I'm going to find that one thing about you, Kira, that you're going to be like, oh, I better back off. Right? Like I mean,
I've also
I don't
done that. Like we should probably get that out of the way. I think so. Like this backing down piece, right? Like, I mean, you'll maybe have to explain it to me because it's just real foreign. Like I just don't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But you know, other people, right? People kind of like stand on principles, or they've got goals, they got morals, and then something happens, right? It shakes them a little bit. They get scared, right? I'm just saying this is very common, right? It's human. It's very maybe we are not human. I'm not sure.
No, but let's talk about doubt. Let's talk about doubt, and because this is a tool that incumbents use all of the time. They send letters to their constituents and say, I understand your concerns. This is why I can't do anything about it. Thank you for writing. Please follow my Substack, right? Like that is what they do. And they make you feel like you don't actually know what's going on. But this is not the case, right? You do know what is going on. You do have the appropriate response, which is let's deal with this problem, right? And you are going to the right person. You're going to the person that has the power to deal with the problem. And all of that is simply factual information. Like there is not a political lens for this. The people responsible for dealing with an unfit government official is Congress. It is your member of Congress. It's the whole 435 people in the House and the folks in the Senate. Those are the people responsible, and they are the ones with the responsibility. So that's who you go to. But this gaslighting and this doubt, I mean, I will be honest, I am the friend that people call when they are not sure and they want permission to cut someone off or like get rid of somebody who is not treating them well. And yes, drop them. No asshole rule. We're not going to work with assholes. Not worth the time and energy. Not worth the space.
You're absolutely that person.
It's true. And like we're doing this in our own way, right? Like we have dropped Annalena Mayhew because she would not commit, and her campaign would not commit to introducing articles of impeachment on day one. That was
we've had to drop off a couple of courage candidates who violated our ethics code because we thought ahead and we said, how are we going to ensure that this great thing that we're building stays fucking sound, right? Like, okay, let's write up an ethics code for people. Like, wow, novel idea, Kira. Good job.
But I think the more novel piece of it is actually upholding it.
Holding them accountable.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, this is the piece that gets people real weirded out. And it is just like the shift from well, you owe us, so promise not to do it again, and now you're in a different sort of debt relationship, right? To just fuck you, we'll do it without you. Like that is a completely different mindset, and it really buys you a lot of freedom to do the right thing and not compromise, not go back, because there are enough people out there that want to do the right thing.
So all right. Yes. But like, you gotta, I don't know how to engage with the idea that maybe it's just okay. When the representative writes that letter and says, I hear you, thank you for writing, but I can't do that right now. And here's why. And I know better than you. There is a tendency for folks to believe them, right? Yeah. And then to come back, because we hear it and you hear it, you see it on media, but they can't, but they're working on this instead. And this is really important. There is still, right alongside people bitching about politicians, this weird little gap where there's a track where they still believe them and trust them, which is wild to me.
That's a normal human response. I feel like
it's that celebrity angle, right? Like I can't really roast them. I don't know why would you still trust these people when they haven't upheld their oath of office? Like, why would you believe that they're doing their best? I mean, have we seen Congress have sit-ins and like all night sessions and like, no, it's one member of Congress. Maybe they got a couple people with them in a press conference, right? But like there's no collective, I always yammer on about the no unanimous opposition party, but it's true.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, when we started this work, like, I mean, I at least was definitely naive, right? Like, and I did actually think that it would be possible. And I guess the thing I was most naive about was that I thought it would be possible to have like a direct conversation with people and get a straight answer. I just assumed, and this is me, right? This is totally on me. I assumed that representatives, when they talked to constituents, when they spoke to me, would say something along the lines of, well, I'm not going to do that. And this one representative has done that. And that was Representative Subramanian from Virginia 10. And okay, we know you're not going to do it. Check. You are a no on the box.
Right. But he's still okay. But interestingly enough, in my mind, he's still higher up.
Yes.
Because he was honest. Right. And I can respect a difference. I can respect a difference of opinion. Yeah. I can fully respect that. Okay, for whatever reason, you don't want to do that right now, even if you agree with us about the unconstitutional acts of this president, fine. But at least you were honest. That is a big problem. And my biggest problem with Trump being in office is the fact that it has allowed our entire culture to exist in a space where dishonesty is absolutely just fine. Oh, he's just kidding. We're just going to let it go. I mean, it's like trickling down into all areas of our life all the time. We don't respect people. We don't expect people to respect us. So therefore we have no trust. Everything's broken all the time. Like, man, it's brutal.
It is. And it's
like sad.
It is
really depressing,
cycle, right? I mean, it is depressing, right? But also we can just opt out. And I mean, we have,
for sure.
This goes for everybody. This goes for all the people in Congress that thinks Jeffrey sucks at being a leader. You can just opt out. You don't have to do that anymore, right? All the constituents that are feeling like, well, maybe they know more than me. I don't know. No, you can opt out of that. They do not know more than you. And you have options in the midterms. Courage candidates are your options. Go find somebody else. Because even if there is a real reason not to take action at this point, and I am not saying that, right? I'm just, even if there were, it's still not good enough. It's still not good enough to say, well, this is really hard, and so I'm not going to do it. Why is that your default, man? Why is that?
Do you know what was hard? You know what was hard was waking up at 4:30 in the morning with a toddler, right? And a puppy and like a messy house. Like, come on, man. Like, it can't be that hard to do the thing. I have a question for you. If you had to choose between three things, would you choose A, that Congress filed articles of impeachment tomorrow and forced to vote? Or B, let's pick a number. 2,000 people from every district across America called or showed up, I mean, your choice, at their representatives' offices to shout at them and tell them what they wanted. Or C, this is a really tough choice, actually.
I mean, we only have three choices, and we do like 15 things every day. So I feel like
I know, but you got one choice as your like golden ticket to make me feel real good in a day. C is you snap your fingers and you increase primary voter turnout by 20%.
Okay, that does make it a little bit difficult. I would like the 2,000 people to take action.
I knew you
I
would.
would like them
I knew you would.
because my goal at this point in time, my personal goal is to demand that Congress recognize they work for the people. That is the piece that I want. I want the 2,000 people to show up and call every 5 minutes for a week to this congressional office so that they cannot do anything but answer phone calls about this topic. And I want to reinforce that the office works for us because that is missing.
How much do you think it would take to get them to actually listen and understand that? Do you think it would be 1 day? Do you think 1 week? Do you think 2 weeks? How many people, how many days? Let's just
to make it happen. I have already done the math.
First. Okay, give me the math. Give me the math.
Okay, so for a district office, for one person answering the phone in a district office, let's say that we've timed these out for every 15 minutes during a normal work week, right? Every 15 minutes, somebody calls into this office, speaks with a staffer for 15 minutes, which is, you can drag the conversation out for that long. And then as soon as they hang up, a new person calls after those 15 minutes. It only takes 160 people to fill up all 8 hours of a regular workday for one person. If we had 500 people doing this, that is 3 staffers for that office that can't do anything but answer phone calls. And like we could organize this in such a way that we could do it for a week. And what I'm saying, when I say 160 people, what I mean is 160 people calling once during that week.
So that's 800 people a week.
No, 160 people
is for the
every
whole week?
15 minutes is a whole week.
Oh, that's for a week. I thought that was a day. Okay, nope. Yeah, that makes sense.
That is, it's for one person. It kind of depends on how they have in the office.
160 people
calling once a week, spread out like that over time. That
has got to be possible.
I think so. We haven't set it up yet, but that I want to build that. That is the way that we do this. Where you're only
create more work every single time we talk.
Okay, we can't do this right now. Like that's not a thing that I have set up.
Does anybody want to help? Does anybody want to help?
I've been talking about it for months, though.
I know, but I didn't realize it was only 160 people. I'm like, thinking about Connecticut's first district. How many people do I know? How many people do they know? How easily could I get it set up? I don't know. Then I'd have to man it and work it, and I'm not going to do that. But okay, I mean, but how many weeks do you think it would take for them to be like, oh shit, we really got to deal with this?
So I do not have a high opinion of these people, and I think they're thin-skinned cowards, and I think they'd fold after a week. But I also think
you do.
I mean, every single day for an entire week, only being able to answer phone calls about impeachment.
And if it was happening in every district across the country at the same time,
yeah.
And then they'd have to the offices and the staffers would have. Did you guys get a lot of phone calls today? Yeah, I don't know what was going on. They'd all have to talk to each other.
This is the thing, right? They do have that conversation with one another. But my goal would be to keep them so busy they couldn't even pick up the phone and go talk to somebody else. Constantly on the phone, constantly unable to do any work. And what will probably happen, because we know, again, these people are cowards, there will probably be a phone disconnected. But you know what? We're going to know that because you won't be able to get through to a human anymore. And we can talk about that then. They refuse to listen to constituents. The problem for us is that we can't track phone calls, not the same way. We really rely on a lot of like audience participation to make that happen. But
we need to have house parties. So we need to have. We need to have phone call, open door, house. Like find a coffee shop who's willing to participate from like 9 to 5 and be like, go in and have a cup of coffee and sit and wait for your turn for your phone call. You got friends around you, so if you're feeling nervous, you can just maybe there's cue cards. Giant whiteboard with the script on it for everyone to read. See, I'm telling you, we're really good with the ideas.
I mean, this is the goal, right? Like this is what the Democratic Party should be. This is what the Democratic parties in the region should be doing. They shouldn't just be rubber stamping whoever happens to be in the office at this time because they can lose that office at any point in time. And like, I fully intend to make them lose that office because they're doing a terrible job. But this seems to be something that's been completely forgotten. This is not a guarantee. You're not guaranteed the right to like live as a representative here.
Kira's getting pissed.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad that I have to be here and do this work. And like, I hope that they go through and find every single clip of me saying, like, I don't want to be here, but since I am, y'all are gonna have to deal with this. Like,
Can we talk about why we seem to be the only people talking about this? I really want to
part
about all of it, about responsive government being a thing that we deserve and how we get to it, right? Like, there are so many people commenting. I'm not even talking about the pundits. I'm talking about the human beings, influencers, whatever the fuck you want to call them, commenting on socials about politics, giving their little 411, their little educational tutorials about what's going on. But why isn't this feedback loop, this broken feedback loop, some part of the conversation out there? I mean, I spend a lot of time online. I don't hear anybody talking about the fact that Congress is not responsive to the people, or they should be, or we don't even have the mechanisms for us to figure out that they're not. I mean, we only know that they suck because you've been doing this for so long, trying to contact them, right?
I mean, but this is the thing, right? I started from the expectation that this human being, should actually get a call back. Like, I have done a lot of jobs in my life. I know that I am a professional person capable of holding a conversation with almost anyone. Like, that is my personal experience. And so if I get blown off by like a 20-year-old staffer, I am okay being like, well, time to escalate and just moving up the scale. I mean, I'm in DC, for God's sake, right? Because now I have to go knock on doors and it's easier. But I think there is a, again, going back to the gaslighting idea, right? That, well, they must be busy, or there's not enough people calling, or, there's some other reason why they're not responding. They would if they could, but they can't. And the only thing I can, all right, the only thing that I can like compare this to is that once upon a time, I had a boyfriend who could not be anywhere on time, no matter how clear you made it that like the event started at this time, or it was really important to be there because there were like I was going to have to leave or whatever. It didn't matter what you had to say. He would never show up on time. And one day it clicked. I was like, oh, he just doesn't want to. Okay, problem solved. And then I dropped him because that's what I do, right? But this is the thing. Like, I was willing to make all sorts of excuses for this guy. Like, maybe he just gets distracted, right? I get distracted. Maybe it's something that he
but then it happens enough.
And then you're like, oh, they're just not willing to change this. All right, time to move on. Let's go. But that switch, there's so many variables, and most people engage with like the political system like once a week or once a day, or if you're really like ambitious, maybe you do a couple things a day. I don't know. But there's so many reasons it could go sideways, and you expect people to have the same integrity level that you do and to care as much as you do. And then it turns out that they don't. And like, that's the connection that we need to make, I think, for folks.
I think, sorry, my chair likes to go down a quarter of an inch every 3 minutes or so.
Wait,
nothing. I think one of the things about the phone calls, we see a lot of people make phone calls. See a lot of people like get on socials to show you but here's the thing. They tend to just give their opinion.
Yes, that's true.
And they're not asking a question. They're not asking a demand. They're just weighing in on their opinion with the assumption that
that it will matter, that they will care, right? That they're voting, basically. This is their vote. They're voting on how they want the congressperson to act by saying, I want this thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
not a fully formed idea, but there's something much, much different about the way that we expect to engage.
This is why we have the specific ask. This is why we say, are you going to co-sponsor this piece of legislation? Are you going to file?
What is the action you're going to take? Right.
Because when you ask them to commit to an action, everybody who's listening, who has followed along with us before, has experienced this, right? They get real nervous. And they're like, I can't speak to that. I can't give you the information. I don't know that. And the game is then to be like, okay, who does? Can I talk to them? Will you connect me to them?
And of course, they're going to say no. right?
And you just keep going. And then you email
Yeah.
us and you're like, hey, they wouldn't tell me. I'm like, great, I'll stop by their office and ask why they didn't and get the card. That it is just a continuous pressure
So
campaign and a refusal
exhausting.
to accept inaction.
So exhausting.
I know it's really the most obnoxious piece of this. Like I'll steal your line, right? This is the worst customer service that's ever existed.
It's true. They need
Yeah.
training. They do.
So bad.
It's
And this
so
is not just
unfortunate.
I mean, this is not just our personal experience, right?
No.
It's the groups, right? The groups are messing up politics. That's anybody who wants to, do an activism and get money out of politics or achieve a certain policy goal. We're the groups,
Mhm.
right? And the whole game is to stonewall us, ignore us. And I mean, our job from the very beginning has been to become unignorable, to be a group that they have to laugh at and dismiss, because what comes right after that? Then they try and fight you. And then, like we have seen today, you win. And they take your platform and they decide they're going to start doing it. I really hope that the people that decided this was a good move recognize that now I expect them to follow through. And that's going to be even more obnoxious. Yeah.
Yeah, I would very much like it if you popped into their offices to discuss this and said, like, I want to know why they came to this decision. Of course, you're not going to know, and they're not going to tell you any sort of truth whatsoever, right? But then I also just want you to make them aware of the courage candidates. Like, oh, that's great. So, like, our candidates will be ready to join you in January.
I will be honest. I think that's why this article dropped, because I do mention that every time I go in. And I do say, like, I know you can't talk about about electoral stuff, but I want you to know there are 120 people that do have articles ready to go and will be coming for your job. That is a thing that is happening right now.
I mean, we got some badass people. We love all of these people, and
the establishment is endorsing them now. I think that
I was actually thinking about that, right? Chris Robb out in Pennsylvania, Philly, endorsed by tons of members of the establishment, AOC, Van Hollen. I mean, we got endorsements up the yin yang, and he's a courage candidate, which means he's committed to this thing.
We are making a bet on this guy. We are betting that he actually has a spine and he actually has integrity. And like your bullshit detector, I think, does a pretty good job of that. And so
let's hope so.
Hopefully what happens here, right, is that, regardless of for whatever political reason that these folks sign on, because again, I'm not really willing to ascribe much benefit of the doubt to them. I think they're endorsing this guy because they think he can win, not because they particularly like anything he has
correct.
to say.
And he's in a tight spot with another candidate who's raised a lot of money, right? It's always about the goddamn money. So
but even though they're signing on because they want to be associated with a winner, because that's all these people can think about. Did I pick the winner, right? Because he is a courage candidate, if he's able to hold on to that spine and that integrity that he has committed to us, great. That's a win. Drag that establishment along by their hair into like an actual responsive government that's willing to hold these people accountable. However we got to do it. That's okay. And I really think that the establishment realizing at least one of the people that we have on our team is going to be in their caucus. I really think that's what's changing the conversation right now.
I hope so.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man.
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, we've poured everything into this in every possible way that we could think of to make a better outcome for all of us, right? Like,
yeah.
See what happens.
I mean, we had another candidate talk about this too, just about existing in the primary, pushing people left, and he didn't win the primary, but the person that's in it has adopted his whole platform. Okay, I am fine with that. If I need to be like the enforcer in the background, absolutely, I will make that happen.
Yeah, it's real interesting actually, because you don't have to adopt any platform, right? If you've won, you've won. I mean, obviously there's a runoff there, right? So it's a little bit different situation, but
again, they're cowards. And so they will not take any course of action, especially when they're being advised by consultants to I mean, what was somebody just recently, somebody was saying back away from impeachment talk. And here we are with the new article from Axios saying plan for day one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Consultants, I don't know, like they're making bank advising Democrats to be cowards.
It's wild to me.
On a lot of faces.
It's particularly wild to me when they're based in DC and they're advising candidates in like Georgia, Maine, and California, right? Like, I mean, I just got off a call with a candidate who's built a super new cool tool, and he's talking about, you know, how we should have one gold standard endorsement process instead of all of this fractured, this little org over here and this little org over here. And so we were talking about, you know, well, what are the metrics for that? What are you going to endorse on, right? How is it going to work? And one of the things he said was it could vaguely be the same all across the country, but of course it has to shift. It has to be locally based, right? Obviously we don't want poverty anywhere, but the means by which that we tackle that in district by district is going to be different. And it's a very solid point. It's a very solid point that to say that like we all are under some umbrella, but maybe your endorsement categories down in South Florida are going to be slightly different than they would be for Minnesota based on what your district or your state needs. I mean, it's like further conversations are needed, but this concept of there's one right way for everybody all the time is crazy because we don't live our own lives like that. But
I gotta say,
that being said, courage and the audacity to follow that courage, that should be a part of it. So the character part stands, right?
I am really looking forward to the day we are able to run our own polls because I think we are going to destroy so many assumptions. I cannot wait until we figure out like
show us the money. We got plans.
Anybody listening, join us. We want you. And then we are going to ask people what they actually want from politicians. And then we are going to make sure that they get it. Yeah, that's it. That's all. That
groundbreaking.
Just revealed our secret plan to everybody right there. Run on a platform that the American people want and do the things that they are interested in.
I mean, people do understand how Washington works, right? Like any bill that gets passed wasn't written by the lawmakers. It was written by some lobby who delivered the bill to the lawmakers. Sure, maybe they wrote it up a little bit and like edited some things, but that's how the bills do not come from the lawmakers. They're coming from outside people who have worked in these industries over and over and over again. And maybe it's a good guy, like an ACLU or an advocacy group. Maybe it's a bad guy, right? Maybe it's an insurance conglomerate, right? And they're writing the bills and they're putting in the legislation and they have lobbyists to do this work. And so the people should also have a lobbyist, and they do. And her name is Kira.
That is me.
She's all alone in DC.
The team is coming. I can feel it. We're going to find people.
I think so. I think so. If you, dear listener, dear watcher, want to get involved with some badass work, come on board. It's a party. It's a good time.
Absolutely. We are a little bit insane, but I think that is a good quality at this time because, man, this status quo is just not cutting it.
Who wants to be like anybody else anyway? That's not fun. Nobody.
Correct.
Right?
Oh man. Okay. I think I exhausted all of my energy from that win. I think I'm gonna go enjoy a weekend or kick off the weekend. Enjoy the weekend. I say that like I have a whole day off or something. Oh my goodness. Anything else you want to add, Sarah, before we close out?
I don't think so, man. It's been a decent day. Even though, did we do anything? We didn't, but we did.
We did
like every day.
Much.
We did too much and not enough, as always. So go rest, relax, have some fun for a couple hours, and I'll see you in a little bit.
Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.